if you like, it's a subset of integrated information theory. I proposed it back in 2000 that information in the brain is integrated in the brain's electromagnetic field. So several years before Tononi came up with his integrated information theory. So right from when I first described the theory in 2000 in the book Quantum Evolution, and then in subsequent papers I published in 2001 or 2002, the case for information being integrated in the brain's electromagnetic field. That's how it gets integrated. In Tononi's theory, he also proposes that consciousness is made of integrated information. But it still isn't clear to me how that information is integrated. As far as I can see in his papers, he proposes a kind of mathematical integration that happens in the brain through the connectivity. Some kind of connectivity which has certain properties means that this kind of information in these neurons gets integrated, whereas other information that doesn't have this level of connectivity doesn't become conscious. I can't really make sense of that, in that all of the brain is connected to every other neuron via some neuronal path. So actually just setting a set of neurons that you say is more or less connected than another, I don't think makes sense in the brain. Every neuron is connected to thousands of others, and through thousands of others, the entire brain. So everything is connected. So I don't think you can, and to me also, it doesn't explain how the information gets integrated. The semi-field theory tells you why the information in neurons becomes integrated, because when it's projected into the brain's EM field, then an electromagnetic field automatically integrates information. That's what we mean by electromagnetic field. And we're very familiar with this property because we use it to, well, when we had analog TV and radio, then all our TV signals and radio signals came through waves that you could pick up on mobile phones. You could take a mobile phone anywhere in a room and you can pick up exactly the information, of download a movie, and someone else in the other side of the room can download a different movie. All of the information is everywhere. This is what electromagnetic fields do. They integrate electromagnetically encoded information. I don't see that happen in Tononi's theory. I don't see where that information would be, or why that information would be integrated just because it has some level of neuronal connectivity. That level of neuronal connectivity, I can't see why it should integrate the information. It will still be stuck in one neuron and another neuron and another neuron over there. So I don't see how he gets physically integrated information out of his theory. And I understand that that's rather like the global workspace theory, which proposes that some subset of the brain's information is a kind of workspace, which everything is pooled, and all the neurons can have access to this information and can pull information out and pool and drop information into this workspace. That's precisely how I believe the brain's electromagnetic field works. It is the global workspace of the brain. It's where conscious information is dropped into. It's where information is dropped into the electromagnetic field to be part of our conscious mind. And then it can jump out again when it's used by our willed actions. So the difference between my theory and other global workspace theories is I propose a physical mechanism for it, rather than just saying, well, this is some abstract a part of the brain or abstract collection of neurons where this happens. And that seems to be all of the global workspace theories are kind of theoretical. They are theories, but they don't propose a physical mechanism for how the information is pooled, how the pooled information then generates responses that generate our voluntary actions. It's kind of just theoretical that, yes, it happens. What my theory does It tells you how it happens, the physical mechanism for it. And this, to me, any theory that doesn't do that, that tries to explain consciousness without actually coming to the physicality of it in terms of talking about atoms, protons, electrons, photons, and exactly how it's working. It's no good to just say, well, the information is pooled. How is it pooled? This is, I think, what my theory provides, a physical mechanism which is lacking in nearly all other theories of consciousness. They're either vague, mathematical, like Tononi's, or then they just ignore the problem of the physicality of it and just talk about consciousness as an abstract term. Through having a underpinning integrated information with a physical substrate, the brain's electromagnetic field, automatically brings in the global workspace theory, because again, this is what I proposed back in 2000, first of all, in 2002, that the brain's electromagnetic field integrates information. That's where the information of our conscious mind is integrated. And that also acts as a global workspace for all of the circuits of the brain to access, because as I described before, the great thing about the brain's EM field, it's everywhere. It's everywhere in the brain. So all of the brain has access to exactly the same information, just like everyone in your house will have access to the information coming from your router, which will allow them to download movies, talk, chat to people on Zoom or whatever else. That's available everywhere around the room. So the EM field of the brain has that same function for the brain of being a pool of information simultaneously available to all of the neurons in the brain.